Welcome back. Okay, so preview time, the final preview of the preseason. And there are 11 games today, and they start at noon Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern, and they run right through until, well, the end of the day. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do today, watch some hockey. All right, so starting at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, we've got the Detroit Red Wings in against the Buffalo Sabres. A battle between two teams, one that feels like it's got a lot of hope for the future and one that's really hoping for that hope in the future as soon as possible. It all depends on what's going to happen with that guy, that wants the trade and the neck problem and they don't want to, that. Maybe I should start doing news videos that way, just like, that guy, the guy from San Jose, the thing with the stuff. Yeah, nothing new. All right, so these teams meet 4 times during the season: November 6th, November 27th, January 15th, and January 17th. So we will see plenty of times where Detroit and Buffalo go up against one another during the regular season. Then an hour later, 4 p.m. Pacific, or 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, Carolina's in against Nashville again. So Carolina and Nashville play each other as much in the preseason as they do in the regular season. In the regular season, they meet October 16th, so that's in a week from today, and then December 19th, and that's it. So if you want a feud between Carolina and Nashville, maybe watch the preseason game because they don't have that many games left to really get into a fight with one another, again, unless they meet in the Stanley Cup Final. Then 2 hours after that, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, the Battle of Florida's on again. And once again, as I stated last year, or 2 years ago, I stated that I thought they were going to be tired of one another. And they kind of were. They met each other, I think it was 3 times in the preseason 2 years ago. And then the first 2 games of the regular season, they were against each other still. And it just, it wasn't great. But this time around is a little different because now both teams are pretty darn good. For the Battle of Florida watchers, you'll get to see them again on October 19th. Then November 13th, December 30th, and April 24th. So there will be plenty of times for Florida and Tampa players to punch each other in the face if they choose to do so, or give each other a hug. I'm not opposed. So we'll see what happens there, but I would expect mostly regular rosters across most of these games today. Then at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, we got 4 games going, including Ottawa and Toronto. Of course, the Battle of Ontario has been revisited in the preseason already, and they'll meet 4 times during the regular season. October 14th, October 16th, which is a week from today, January 1st, and April 16th. So they're going to get to know each other pretty well. And again, Ottawa, it feels like they're waiting to take that next step. If they don't have Brady Tkachuk, which it doesn't look like they will for the start of the season, how does that affect the bigger picture? And on Toronto's side, well, they need to show that they can really make that advance and take that next step. Same time as the Toronto game, we get into Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Columbus Blue Jackets. January 21st, February 27th, March 22nd, and April 12th. These teams meet each other during the regular season. So after today, they don't see each other until not too long before the Olympic break. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes today between the Penguins and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus will have a more normal roster than they had last night against St. Louis. It was a predictable bloodbath against St. Louis last night, and not like fighting, just more of a St. Louis wins bloodbath. Columbus, I would expect a more regular roster tonight. Then at the same time, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, Colorado and Dallas. So Colorado and Dallas, pretty sure they've already met in the preseason. So this will be their second meeting. During the regular season, they meet 3 times, November 26th, December 29th, and December 31st. So after New Year's Eve, they have no control over each other directly. And so these games could be intense. They could be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it, especially that back-to-back on the 29th and 31st. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, Rangers and Islanders. One of the best rivalries in sports. And they meet 4 times during the regular season. November 24th, November 28th, April 1st, and April 21st. So they meet twice in November, twice in April. And they're close enough together that we'll have that in mind. There'll be a lot of, remember the last time they played each other when this happened? That'll be going on between the Rangers and the Islanders, and it should be a lot of fun. Then at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, the Vegas Golden Knights and San Jose Sharks get at it. This is the last time they'll see each other for a while. Vegas and San Jose, 2 teams that really don't like one another won't see each other until March 1st, and then they meet again on April 10th and April 24th. A half an hour after that game gets started at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, the Chicago Blackhawks at home against the Minnesota Wild. These teams meet 4 times this year, January 21st and January 22nd, so that's a back-to-back, February 2nd and March 19th. And again, they may be fighting it out for the same playoff spot when those games happen, so those could be some intense games as well. Then at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers get started. They will meet each other 4 times during the regular season as well. This will be their second game in a row. And remember, that October 13th game is the season opener for both. So they're really going to get to know each other over the next while. And we'll see if there's any spillover from the last game into this one in terms of the physicality. They meet on October 13th, as I stated, October 30th as well, January 25th, and April 29th. So pretty full day, and it ends with a game at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, the Anaheim Ducks and the LA Kings. They meet 4 times during the regular season, and again, they'll usually be late at night if you're on the East Coast and you don't really watch the California teams, because I don't see any reason why you necessarily would, especially when they're not in a playoff hunt. These games are always pretty intense. The dislike between any two California teams towards one another is usually something to behold. So they meet 4 times, November 30th, February 25th, April 19th, and April 23rd. So if LA or less likely Anaheim end up being in a position where they might be able to make a push to the playoffs, the 19th and 23rd games in April might be defining games for either of their hopes for postseason. Or, again, because Anaheim's standing, maybe it tells you what their draft lottery odds are as well. So there you go. You're all set for the 11 games tonight. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Predictions and all that other wonderful stuff too. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.